Good morning, guys. It's Stephen here on Sunday, the 8th February. City are about to take on Liverpool today away at Anfield in a game where we need to keep our slim title chances alive. We have to win today. We absolutely have to. Hello to everyone watching live. I'm sorry I was a little bit late. It was scheduled to go live at 9 o'clock. It's quarter past now, 15 minutes. Of course, if I'm ever late, it's just entirely down to kids' chaos. My son using the toilet. My other son grabbing Cocoa Pops out my wife's bowl of cereal, and she's like, "Daddy, help me!" As I went and helped. It's in 10 minutes. What does it matter? But we're here now talking about all things football. It's just life. It's just life. So I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited for today. I am not feeling confident about today, I'll be honest with you. I don't know, it's weird. I feel like I should be a bit more confident, but my head's a bit all over the place this. How's everyone feeling in the chat? If you're watching live, what's the mood? What's the temperature check on Manchester City today? Are you feeling confident, not confident? If you are, tell me why. If you're not, tell me why. I want to see all your opinions in the live chat. It does feel very much win or bust today. The best place to start, I think, is the Premier League table as we sort of give ourselves a context of where we're at right now. It's not a pretty table for Manchester City. If we're being totally honest, let me have a look. How do I get it up a bit clearer? Where's the Premier League's website? Do you know what? Just the amount of ads I get is ridiculous. I just want to see the Premier League table nice and clearly. There we go. Here we go. I don't care about that, BBC. So as it currently stands, we are 9 points behind Arsenal. Of course, we have this game in hand today, but 9 points is a big old leap there. I mean, even by Arsenal's dropping point standards, bottling it towards the end of the season, if we lose today, 9 points does feel sort of insurmountable. We've seen some bookies have already paid out and Arsenal win the league. Obviously, as always, that's the publicity stunt, but always bookies tend to know what they're doing, man. They're very good at not losing money. They're slimy little buggers. So I wouldn't be surprised, if they're not with relative confidence. 9 points, it's a big gap. I mean, we have to win. I mean, at this point, I'm not expecting City to win the league, obviously. I mean, I think expecting it is naive. I mean, hoping for it is useful. But expecting it, I don't know. I'm not really sure about that. I think we should. I think we should be cautiously optimistic always and expect the hope for the best. But I don't know. More worried about United than Arsenal. I mean, look at that. United currently are only 3 points behind us, which is mental. United won 4 games in a row right now, and to be honest, it's now just we've got to secure top 4. Like, if we're being honest, there's only 4 points to 5th. And Liverpool, of course, if they win today, they would be only 5 points behind us as well. We have to be thinking of top 4 right now, making sure we secure that. Obviously, you keep winning games so you can see what happened. If we won today, it'd be 6 points, and then we beat them at obviously our ground, it'd be 3 points. And you never know where you could go from there. But yeah, I think that the priority just has to be that top 4 right now and see where we can go. I'll go over to the press conference quotes as always. The best place to start usually is Guardiola's words and see what he's been waffling about. I think he's done a lot of chatting, Guardiola, and a lot of it was, pretty interesting actually. Lots of there we go. So this was post. I'm trying to find one of the dates for this. This was post the Newcastle thing, actually. This was Friday, wasn't it? In press conference. So he was asked about the team and how we're getting on. He said, "We have real moments, but not enough consistency to be there, competing at the top level. But we're still there. 14 games in the Premier League is an eternity from experience. It's a lot. Anything can happen. We're better than last season. Last season, we finished 23rd in the Champions League. We are 8th. Carabao Cup, we finished 3rd round. Now we're in the final. FA Cup was still there. Last season in the Premier League, we were miles away from Liverpool. So we'll see what happens until the end." He's absolutely right. We're better than last season. I don't think we are entirely at the level. We're not even close to the level we want to be, but we are better than last season. It's definitely a case that with all the changes and the vast amount of players that we shifted, it's definitely going to take a look at the City team a long time to get the rhythm and catch up where we need to be. He was asked once again about his contract. He said, "Nope, because I have one more year on my contract." The question on that was 1 month or 2 months ago. We're not hearing. I'll tell you again, it's the same answer that you answered 2 months ago. I'm staying. So there we go. Yeah, Guardiola said he's staying. I mean, I can only presume he's right. I saw someone say online, cynic suggested that if Guardiola wanted to sort of respect City and have a lack of noise, he would always do 2 years, so that even if he left, halfway through the contract, people wouldn't be expecting it as much, and it gives City a little bit of less noise around him, if that makes sense. Because when you're getting right to the end of a contract, everyone's speculating. They're still doing it now, but I didn't think he'd be. I didn't think it'd be this intense over a year and a bit left. But I think Guardiola and City are not stupid, though. They probably expected it entirely. He was asked about Mark Gay. I don't want to talk about the Carabao Cup final, stuff. It's irrelevant. He said about Gay in general, said playing good or bad, I don't care. He's a great. You smell it signing for City for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. He's top. Not just the skills, it's the mentality, professionally, how he lives, many things to be a good central defender. Guardiola clearly is enamoured with Mark Gay, and I think he's right to. I mean, it's very obvious looking at Gay already that the guy's got an awful lot of quality. That jumps off it jumps off the pitch. Looking at it, hits you in the face. The guy's clearly a quality player. I think Guardiola's right. Another interesting Shirky coach in terms of skills, personality, everyone can see it day by day. He's top class. Enough to sustain for many years with just that? Well, it's a question he has to ask himself. What does he want to become? But everyone sees it. So once again, Guardiola is challenging Ryan Shirky, which I like. I actually like it. I mean, to me, that's a compliment if Guardiola does that. You always want the best players to be pushed, and Guardiola is challenging him in the way that he challenges all the greats, I reckon. I'll go to the quotes, the further quotes. Where are we gone? There's more. This was said with a big old smile on his face. He said, I said many times I want to be the best in everything, have all the records. I want to spend more money, be the first one to spend money. If Sir Alex Ferguson rebuilt United 3 times, I want to rebuild 3 times. I think there's an element of truth in that. I do think he is motivated by being the best. I do think he is motivated by breaking all the records. I mean, I think he's also been a bit jokey as well. I don't think he plans to stay for 20 years, but who knows? He was asked about convincing Gay and Semenyo to join. I like this answer. It's interesting. He said, I can tell all the big things I believe the club has, but they have to feel it. I'll always say when I or the club speaks to players, sleep with your pillow. They have to be convinced. Don't come here if you don't feel it. I don't know what I mean sleep with your pillow means. I mean, who doesn't sleep with a pillow? I guess he means just go to bed, think about it. I mean, I don't really know. He said, also from the outside, they see the club, the way they play. And after, I can tell what I truly believe about the club. I never say something I believe the club is not. I say we have very good things. Other ones maybe could be better. Essentially saying we're a great club. Other clubs are great too. They might have things that are better than ours, but we're a great club. Yeah, he said, I say we have, but as a team, from our perspective, always we go forward, and we're always there, up there as long as possible for years and decades. Trying to convince them, like all managers, at the end, the final decision belongs to the players. I say, decide yourself, not your agent, not mum and dad. If you want to join us, if you want to play for us, that's all. I can imagine Guardiola is very intimidating to talk to in a good way. Yeah, he must be fascinating. Did it all just disappear? Where's it gone? I was right at those quotes. So this is interesting. He was asked about, where we're at right now. There's a few parts to this question. He was asked about building a stable core in the starting 11. He said, yes, we still don't have that. When everybody knows what's going to happen. I remember the year of the treble. The last 2 or 3 months, it was the same starting 11 all the time. And Julian Alvarez would come, or Riyad Mahrez, or central defenders, Gundogan, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva on the side. But that is a process. It didn't come for the years of the treble, the quadruple immediately one day. It was years and years and years to do that. And now we changed a lot. So Guardiola's saying, like, when we got to as good as we were in the treble season, that wasn't something you could just fix in that season. That was years of development to get to that point where everyone knew their role, intrinsically, with the players even coming off the bench, as Arteta would call them, the finishers, not the starters, which I actually quite like, as cringy as that is. They would be, making final impacts, but in a role they understood. The entire process was built on years of development. Guardiola was asked about where City are now. He said, we're not far. When we won 7, 8, 9 games in a row, the back four was the same. Mateus, Ruben, Josko, Nico. And after, with injuries, we had to rotate. And now Abdul Kusanov has been outstanding. Mark, since he arrived, Ryan ignoring the last games as well. Sometimes the back four is what gives them a more consistent team, more stability. But I think we're not far. But not just the back four. Many things have changed in the way we defend. It's a process and nice to live. In a rebuild, sometimes it refreshes your mind. How can we do it? How you help him? But unfortunately, we don't have time. You have to do it immediately, and sometimes you need a little time. And so basically what he's saying there is that it's really hard, a rebuild with all these players. You don't have time to sit and train them one by one. That is the thing what we struggle with most these days. It's all recovery sessions. And I reckon if you gave Guardiola, a week on the pitch individually with every single player before a game, they'd be such different players. They'd be better for it. It's just so hard right now trying to teach so many players so many new things at the same time. Like, it's different. Like, what are you really teaching Gundogan and De Bruyne and Bernardo when win the treble? A little bit here and there, but largely those players knew exactly what they had to do. Now it's the entire team. More or less the entire team is still learning the moving parts of this Manchester City side, So Guardiola has to coach everyone while also somehow imbuing experience that they don't have onto them to be able to manage these situations. He said the other day in a quote about the second halves, and he said he feels like the team hasn't got the experience yet. And he said it's a young team. And people took that literally in terms of age. I think he means a young team in terms of being together as an 11, as a collective, which they are. So I do feel that where we're at right now is we're very obviously in the early stages of a new team. It's just going to take an awful lot of time to get there. He said the process to rebuild is quicker when everybody's fit as well. When we have the amount of injuries, last month 7 or 8, in Norway 11 absences, always it's more difficult to reduce this time to understand things. But football, there's no time. Come here and say, oh God, please give me time. The fans, the owners, chairs will say, time, win games, my friend, win games. That's what it's about. So he's not wrong there. Let's look at how Liverpool have been getting on. So Liverpool are in a weird run of form. As you can see there, they did beat Newcastle 4-1 recently, and Karabag for that 6-0. Prior to that, though, they were in a reasonably kind of run of form. They lost to Bournemouth. Okay, the Champions League, 3-0 away at Marseille, but in the league before that, they drew against Burnley, they drew against Arsenal, they drew against Fulham, they drew against Leeds. A run of 4 draws in a row, and then a defeat against Bournemouth before beating Newcastle. They've done all right in the other competitions, of course, beating Barnsley 4-1 in the cup competitions. Obviously, Champions League, 2 wins there back-to-back. But it was 4 draws, a loss, and then finally a win against Newcastle. They've been up and down. It's like, one game won in the last 5. And I don't know how to navigate this. I mean, it's like weird because you want to sort of feel confident. You do. But it is Anfield, and we historically struggle against Anfield. Of course, we had the COVID victory when we won 4-1, the stadium was empty. I think it's fair to say if you ignore that one because it didn't feel like a typical Anfield game, City haven't won in like 23 years, I think. Was it 2003? I want to say. When was it? Was it when Anelka scored a couple of goals? I think it was. I think it's been an awful long time anyway. An awful long time since an awful long time. Just ages. So Liverpool, who have they got missing anyway? So I'm reading my notes here. They've got Conor Bradley, Alexander Isak, and Leone out, I think, haven't they? And that's it. I mean, I think we look how they played against Newcastle. Was it 2003 though? I know it was an Elka, but I can't remember if it was 2003 or not anyway. But against Newcastle, this is how they lined up. Hugo Ekitike is actually in decent form now. Like he seems better than Isak right now. Florian Wirtz is actually in reasonable form as well. He's come out the other side of the real hype burst bubble. He's actually doing okay now. He's not doing incredible, but he's doing all right, much better. They're often lined up like this. Obviously, McAllister, Gravenberch, Wirtz. He's almost nailed on midfield 3. Gakpo is starting a fair bit on that side as well. Salah obviously will start on the right. So Boslai's been playing as a quasi sort of Trent right back for them, where he gets forward and helps into midfield, and he's done really well. He's actually been probably their best player this season, to Boslai. Is that a fair comment? I feel like he has, from what I can gather. Canati, Van Dijk, Alisson, Kirkes. Liverpool are reasonably predictable. I suspect we'll see that back 4, that midfield 3. I mean, that's probably going to be the team again, I reckon. I'd be surprised if they change it. That's fair, Looney. Same, mate. Before the Karabag game, which, of course, I think Liverpool were already 33 shots, by the way. Jesus Christ. They destroyed them. I think in that game, they played Frimpong at right back and Robertson at left back. Gravenberch played centre back. Yeah, but before that game, against Bournemouth, this is how they lined up when they lost that game. Bournemouth were just too good for them that day. Gakpo, Salah, Verts, Bosley, Gravenberch, McAllister, Frimpong. Frimpong could play, I guess, former Manchester City lad. His pace might be useful down our left-hand side. If we play 8 Nori there, I expect Frimpong to have a little bit of joy because of his pace. I do think they'll probably go for Szoboszlai. I think McAllister, Gravenberch, Verts will be the midfield. Szoboszlai maybe at right back. I think his experience and his strength will be useful there. They probably will get a dodgy penalty. You're probably right, mate. I wouldn't be surprised at all, Teal. It's going to be difficult. Liverpool, as much as they've been crap, and as much as, MT says Salah's been crap all season, he probably will bag a hat-trick. You're probably right. I'm expecting this game to be incredibly difficult. The fans will make it a difficult game for Manchester City, of course. I'm expecting them to be aggressive. I don't know how this is going to go. So stop happy clapping. Who's happy clapping? What have I done? I don't even know what I've done, mate. I've just literally said... I don't know if you hear my words, but I've just said I'm expecting it to be really difficult. Liverpool are in 6th. They need to win today as well. That'd be a massive boost then, wouldn't it? Is Frimpong injured? I did not know that. Did he get injured the other day? In the preview that I've just read, he doesn't say he's injured. Well, it was Szoboszlai. Then maybe. If you look how we lined up as well the other day, our last result, of course, against Newcastle. First half, great. Second half, blah. We made a lot of changes to that one. There was no Rodri involved. There was no Erling Haaland involved on the bench. You had Shirky as well. Donnarumma, Ruben Diaz. I do wonder if we'll see the return of Ruben Diaz today. I wouldn't be surprised. What do we reckon? I think there's a good chance that Kusanov sits on the bench for this one. You might not like it, but I think Guardiola might be tempted. I don't think I would do it, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Guardiola didn't mention Doku, did he? Did he mention Doku? I can't remember if he mentioned Doku in terms of injuries. I don't think he did he? I don't think there's an update. No. I feel like Doku won't be available. I'm going to guess he won't. Vardy, of course, Savino, Kovacic. John Stones is back, by the way. John Stones is back, which is like, he shouldn't play, obviously, but it's nice to have him back. It's nice to have him back indeed. So let's just try and work out what Manchester City will do in this game. I think the obvious one is that Donnarumma is going to start. Now, we're in a really weird place with a lot of... Oops, he's not playing left back, don't worry. That would be a bit crazy even by Guardiola standards. Donnarumma will start. I'm a big Trafford Trafford fan personally, but he'll start. Do we think we'll see Nori play left back? So is Bernardo Silva available as well? Bernardo might not be available, might he? I think Bernardo Silva won't... I don't think he's available. I'm going to put Nori at left back. I'm going to say Gay and Kusov. I don't think he'll go straight to Diaz where he's not playing any football for a month. I don't think he will do. I think it just feels a lot. I've got a feeling he might do this for the first time. He might go O'Reilly, Rodri, Nico G. He might literally go for all of them. I've got a feeling he could do that. It'd be the first time he does it. But he could genuinely just go for the lot of them. And then put Shirky over this side. Semenyo here. And I think he'll play Haaland. And now it's mad because a lot of people would prefer Marmoush, wouldn't he, right now? But he's not going to not play Haaland. Why would he, Tom? Because it's Guardiola and we're away at Anfield. But I honestly would not be surprised. And the way that this would line up, it'd be like this. It'd be, Shirky would play more central. He's not going to drop Haaland in his ankle. If you think he will, you're crazy. There's no manager dropping Haaland as much, even if you want it. Now, the alternative is, I don't think Foden did enough to get a start the other day. The alternative is, Reinders could play again. O'Reilly could play left back. Reinders could play ahead of Nico. I've got a feeling Nico and Rodri are both going to play today. Maybe I'm wrong. Does anyone else feel that way? Semenyo seems a lock. Casual homophobia there, mate. I'm not scared of Liverpool. I'm trying to think what Guardiola would do. What Guardiola is mad. He makes mad changes all the time. If you want to play... what I would do is... I mean, I probably would play Nico Rodri. I almost certainly would play Shirky central. I would probably play. I mean, I would be tempted by Marmoush and let him come, just let him drift central. Get O'Reilly high up the pitch. Let Marmoush play central alongside there. Semenyo can keep his whip. If you want to know what I would do, sort of like that. Nunez can be a little bit deeper. Rodri, Nico G. I put Nico G maybe that side like that. Get him forward. But I mean, I would do something like that potentially. I think Marmoush deserves to start right now. I don't think Foden deserves to start, unfortunately. I don't feel like his form is there. It's going to be really difficult, but I can't see it. I mean, it's team back in possession, but like I think Nico and Rodri will just stay a bit deeper, like that. And Nunez won't go forward unless O'Reilly goes for. If O'Reilly stays back like that and supports the midfield, which sometimes he does, I think Nunez will occasionally go forward and Semenyo will tuck in a little bit. If he's going down that way, sort of, yeah, it'd be something like that. I'm not really sure how this is going to go. I'm really not. I think today is going to be difficult. The thing is, for Anfield, it's mainly psychological, isn't it? It's really hard for City to go there. I do think the title chances are, exceptionally slim. However, if we get players back fit, if we get victories like today, if we get a big victory today, that would be a massive step in the right direction for City. It won't change our season, but it could do. It could push City on a run potentially. When you look at City's fixtures coming up, I'll go back to the games there. We've got a bunch of very winnable games, I would say, after this. So if we win today, if we found a way to get a massive win today, and then we players returning from injury, you got Fulham, Salford, Newcastle, a run of home games there, all eminently winnable, I would argue. Then Leeds away, Forest, West Ham, Palace. I would argue all those are very, very winnable. You could literally win several games in a row there before you get to a Carabao Cup final. If City managed to win all those games, it's a big, massive if, but there is literally 5 Premier League games there. I'm not saying they do. If they do, we would be, I would say, max 4 points behind. Because we'd be 6 points if we win today. And if we won all those games, I think Arsenal will drop points in one of them. Even if it's just a draw, we'd be definitely 4 points max behind. I know that's a big, wild thing to say. I'm not showing you the games. Sorry, there's the games. So, if we won today, I'm saying how it could unfold. There's Liverpool. I think we then beat Fulham. I think we beat Salford. I think we beat Newcastle, Leeds, Forest, West Ham. We could do Palace. It's a big, massive if, but that could kickstart a run of games with all the players coming back ahead of the Carabao Cup final. And if we somehow got to that scenario, it's a miracle it would take. But if we did, and we got to, say, 4 points behind, and then we somehow managed to beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final, that sends shivers around the Premier League, and then 2 games later, we've got them in the league anyway. And before you know it, we could be beat them again, and we could be 1 point behind, or whatever. And then at that point, we're going to win the league, in my opinion. So I'm not saying that can happen. I don't think it will happen. But that's how it unfolds if we do win the league, in my opinion. We get a big result today, and we'll see. My heart says City can win today. I think Liverpool are all over the place, 1 winning 5. I think there's as much as the Anfield thing is a thing, it's also something I don't think our players are going to be scared of Anfield in the same way that our collective was, because they're all new. Like I just don't think Kustov's going to be like, oh my God, it's Anfield. I don't think Nico G's going to be going, oh my God, it's Anfield. Maybe I'm wrong there, but I don't think they have the same trauma of Anfield that the rest of them do. I mean, maybe it is cope. I don't know. As I said, I'm not expecting miracles, but I think if City do win today, it'll be because these new players are. Oh, they've got new players, we've got new players. I don't think the game means as much as it did. Maybe I'm wrong there. There's also a good chance that they overwhelm us. They are too good for us. Wirtz actually scores as a blinder. Akatiki plays really well. Salah turns into prime Salah again for some reason out of nowhere. And they are just better than us, and it's a good chance that happens. My head says 2-2. I think we draw. My heart says we win, but win well as well, 3-1 or something like that. And if we do, that kickstarts a lovely little run for us. I realistically think we might drop points here, though. I don't know. I just don't think we're there yet. I don't think it's going to be a disaster of a game, but I don't feel extremely confident going into this. I wouldn't be surprised by any outcome. I know that sounds crazy, but that's where City are these days. I think we could potentially beat them comfortably. We could lose spectacularly, or it could be a 5-5 thriller. Your heart always says you win every game. Well, it does, doesn't it? Your heart always does say that. But I guess what I'm saying is, do I think there's hope? I do think there is hope in this game. I just don't know how far that'll take us. Logically, it would be easy today. We'll see. It depends how Manchester City turn up. I do think there's something to be said about making sure we've got the players that are reasonably fearless on the pitch. I think Shirky has to play today. I think Marmoush might have to play today. Marmoush is in great form. He's fearless. I think if you got big chances, I wouldn't mind them falling to Marmoush or Semenyo right now more than Haaland, because I don't trust Haaland to bag him. I just don't. He's not there, so I wouldn't mind having a couple of killers on the pitch. I think Shirky probably has to play. I think where Shirky is at right now, we want to know what he can do in a big game. I think we have to give him a chance to make an impact in a game like this. And if he does, and this is a big game today, it's the biggest game he would have played in a City shirt, I reckon. It may be Real Madrid, but I think right now in the context of the season, I think it's the biggest game he could have played. I'd expect, if he does play well today, he could kick on Shirky as well. He's got a big question at left back, hasn't he? Given that Salah, he's going to be playing there. I do think last time O'Reilly kept him very quiet. I'm expecting Guardiola to remember that and put O'Reilly at left back, all things considered, because he did do really well against Salah last time. Nunez will have Gakpo. I would think largely it should be fine that time. Diaz is an interesting one. Don't be surprised if he starts Ruben Diaz today alongside Mark Gay. I'm not sure it's a good idea, given that Diaz hasn't played any football for a month, but don't be surprised. Guys, I'll leave it there. I'll see you live for the watch along from about 4ish. Probably 20 past 4 if I'm being realistic. For now, though, let me know your predictions in the chat below. Thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you all in a bit. Bye-bye.